Hi everyone. In this quick video, I'm going to show you how to add a text field to any form in Dotloop. This is perfect when a form is missing a fill-in spot, such as initials, or when you need to make a quick change, such as updating a repair addendum or adjusting an offer price before sending it back to the other agent for agreement or counteroffer. One of the first problems you can run into with Dotloop documents is that the minute you try to make a change, such as this, it pops up with a window that says, "Are you sure you want to edit this form?" Making the change to this form will clear all signatures that are currently there. And when you're done, you will have to reshare the document to have it signed and initialed by everybody all over again. Now, obviously, we don't want this to happen. We just want to make one small change and send it over to the other agent to be initialed, or send it to our sellers or buyers to also be initialed. So we're going to close this because we don't want to make any changes. So to prevent this from happening, the first thing we are going to have to do is flatten our document. Now, flattening it turns it into a PDF, and it makes all the text uneditable like it is in a Dotloop document. If you already have a PDF that you want to add stuff to, that's great, but this step is for if you're using a Dotloop document. So to flatten a Dotloop document, first we need to and when you click on them, you'll get a drop-down menu, and we're going to go here to download. When you hit the download button, it pops up with a pop-up box that says, "Hey, we're turning this into a PDF for you." Once it opens on your computer, make sure you know where you're saving it to. You can change the file name at this point if you need to, however you do it. Mine automatically saves to my downloads folder, so I'm just going to go with that. So now, this is where if you already have a PDF file that you need to make changes to, you can join in on these steps. And of course, people who have made their Dotloop files a PDF, we can now do this. So to add the document that we want to make changes to, we're going to go right here and find the folder that we're working in. And we're going to click Add Document, Browse, and find the flattened PDF that we just downloaded. Now, signatures and text already in place. For today's example, let's assume that I received this compensation agreement from the buyer's agent request. So what we need to do is create a strike through of the 3%, add a text field for the 2.5%, add initial blocks for the change, and then add our signature to the form before we share it back to the other agent to then approve or disapprove. So first, we're going to do the strike through the 3%. So you're going to come up here to the blue box at the top of the form, and you're going to come over here to add, and you'll see we can add signatures, initials, texts, dates, names, check boxes, radio buttons, or strike throughs. So for this part, 3%, it doesn't have to be perfect because you can move it once it's placed. Now, obviously, this is way too big. We want to change the size of it. So if you hover right over here on the right corner, you can see that we can now drag and change the size of our line, and then pick it up and move it back over the 3%. Now that we have our strike through in place and appropriately sized, the next thing we need to do is add the text box or text field for the 2.5% that my seller is willing to offer. So we're just going to go back up here to add, and we're going to come down here to add text. We're going to click on it, and it gives us a box that we can now drag and drop and place wherever we want. We're going to place it right here in front of the 3%. We're going to put 2.5% and hit enter. So enter made it bigger. Click outside of the box, all those options up here. When you're holding your mouse down, clicking on the box, and you get the little four-way arrows there, that's what lets you move the box around. And when you highlight and see just the diagonal arrows, that's what lets you adjust the size of your box. So once you have your 2.5% size you want it, or whatever change you're making to whichever form, you can place it where you need it. You're good to go, and we're ready to move on to the next actual changes. So to add an initial box, we're going to come up here, click on the add initials, and again, it's the same thing. Float it wherever you need to float it. If you want to put it here, you can put it here. We know we need 2 initial boxes, so we can go ahead and now adopt and sign. And now we can adjust it to whatever size we need, and we can move it to wherever we need to move it to. Since we have all this space up here, I'm just going to pop it right buyer's agent to assign. So we're going to click here, assign field, and you'll see here that it's given me a drop down. And so I can pick the person by name if I've already put them in, or I can come here and pick by the role. So you can pick the seller or the buyer or whoever it is that you need to initial it. For us today, this is going to be the buyer's agent initial block. And you can adjust the size of it if you need to, like we did with the other one. You know, you don't want it to be too small. We want to be able to read it. And then just put it, again, in a nice spot like I did there. Now, because we flattened this from a Dotloop document, add signature. I know my signature needs to go here, so I'm going to click here. And then you can assign it if it needs to go to someone else, or you can click sign now if it's for you to sign. And then you can just adjust it to fit on the line a little better. And that's it. That's how we add boxes, text, initials, anything we need to add or make changes to forms once they're in a PDF format. Now, always make sure before you share it with whoever needs to sign it that you hit save. Now I've saved it. I can hit share. I can select whoever I need to sign it, and Dotloop will send it to them so that they can then sign boxes or make changes to a Dotloop document. I hope this video helped. If you have any questions, of course, please reach out to me. If you have any request of videos or something you wish to learn how to do in Dotloop, please let me know, and I will be more than happy to create a video for you. Thank you, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and we'll do another one soon. Goodbye.